Hello, everyone. 'Tis us. 'Tis we. The people you came here to see. Hello.
I like that. That rhymed. 'Tis us, 'tis we, the people who you came to see.
I did not even realise. Oh,
It should be a catchphrase.
yeah. Okay, I quite like that. I might make that a catchphrase. Though it is very kind of like Alice in Wonderlandy, like Kaloo Kalay, that vibe, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, whoa, that's God damn you, OBS. You vex me so greatly. I just would like to make sure, if everyone could just confirm that you can hear our lovely guests in chat, please. That would be lovely. Just want to make sure that's all working. But yes, 'tis me. I'm Kirby Rawstorn. I am joined by three lovely people today. With me, I have. Okay, no, it's fine. Texas, thank you for resubscribing, Tex. However, your alert is silented while we're doing an RPG. But thank you for resubscribing. That is very kind.
Yeah.
And thank you for resubscribing, Luna, who coincidentally is our first guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Luna. That's me.
Excellent.
I'm here and guesting.
And Luna occasionally streams on Twitch. Should you wish to go and give her a little follow, I'll do a little shout out.
Luna gets her shit together. She will stream on Twitch again soon.
Oh God, damn you, OBS! You're vexing me greatly. Okay, good. We can hear people. Shout out. Oh, that's why. Idiot. Luna A. Morticia. Lovely. Sorry, you can tell we're slightly chaotic today in that I have not got my shit together.
It's not Kirby's fault, it's my fault.
No. Technical issues are not a fault. Okay, not last and not least, we have Gaijin Gamer.
Hello, I'm Adam from Gaijin Gamer. I'm a variety streamer with the most erratic schedule ever because of my shift patterns, and also a part-time leather worker.
That sounds like a euphemism, but I don't know for what.
Well, I could go into that business if people wanted.
Yes, I don't have my dice tray to hand, but you are a lovely leather worker. It sounds weird. There we go. Thank you, Luna.
Oh, yeah, that instead if you want.
There. Oh, yes. Excellent.
Wow, that's really impressive. I'm actually like, what? I want to see that in detail.
Gondor calls for aid.
Or Zelda, if you really want.
Oh, yes. Very good.
So cool. I'm sorry, I don't want to play the game anymore. I want to hear about your leatherworks.
Go on, Gaijin, if you want to.
There's not really much to say. I've made band braces. I do have a headless mannequin somewhere. I think he's now in the loft. Called Manny. It was a life
to do with the leather. Just a friend.
Yeah, I kind of had to get wrapped in duct tape and cling film from head to toe to make it. And he regularly was in the background of streams until I moved house. And then he got kicked out of the bedroom.
Aww.
Shocking. Okay.
Now he's in the loft.
Yeah. I'm so
Tragic
lonely
story
up here,
end.
And last and not least, we have Rosie. Rosie, would you care to introduce yourself?
Hi everyone, I am Rosie. I do Twitch streaming on Twitch channel Buddy Games. That's Buddy Games with 2 S's. It's a real pain, but someone's already taken the name Buddy Games. Whoa. And I'm also, you may see me on ProfessorJuice YouTube channel, as well as the PlayStation Access YouTube channel. Oh, I think that's my introduction. I think that's
Lovely.
most places you can find me.
That was very concise. Nicely done. Yes, hello. Welcome on in everyone in chat. It's lovely to see you all. I see many names. I'm not going to go through and read them all out like I normally do because there are many, many names today. But thank you very much, everyone, for coming by. It is lovely to see you all. So, what we're going to be doing today is playing a game called You Awaken in a Strange Place. It's a completely improvised RPG. We'll be making up all of the details about the game now, and then we will go and play the game. And when the game ends, it shall ne'er be played again. Every game is unique, and yeah, deal with it.
I'm excited.
So, I think we should probably get right into it. First things we need to do is define what kind of game we're going to be playing. So I would like all of the players to please roll me 2d6, add the numbers together, and tell me what you roll.
I got.
Is that a 9? This is where my counting called into question. So we've got a 6, a 9,
I got 9.
and a 10.
I don't have enough fingers. I got 11.
11. Okay, that's good. So
Imagine an extra thing in the middle.
that's fine. Luna, what I would like you to come up with is a genre. Now, that can be a genre of film, genre of book, genre of painting, God knows what, but just a genre that appeals to you, shall we say.
Okay.
Okay, so hold that in your mind once you've come up with it. But yeah, come up with that.
Okay.
Rosie,
Yep.
I would like you to come up with an adjective, which is a describing word. Sorry, just because I always forget which ones are which. So, for example, in the past we have had sexy, depressing, all sorts of other words. Just
one extreme to the other.
yeah,
Why not both? I
Yeah.
say.
depressingly sexy.
Okay, an adjective. Got it.
Lovely. And yeah, keep that in your mind, and I'll come back to you in a second. And lastly, Gaijin, I would like you to come up with a location. And that can be anywhere. It can be a big location, i.e. Mars, or it can be a small location, i.e. a parasol shop. Parasol, not parasol. Yes. So, you have a think about that. And then, I was going to say, once we've all come up with our ideas, can I just get a little hand raise from everyone who's ready to go? Okay.
I'm just going with the first thing that popped in my head.
Lovely.
I'll make it up when I get there.
That sounds good. Okay, Luna, may I take the genre, please?
I too am going with the first thing that popped into my head, so I apologise. It's gothic horror.
Okay, cool. I can work with that. Lovely. And Rosie, your adjective, please.
First thing that popped in my head for some reason was slimy.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh.
So when you said gothic horror, I was like, if you say a romance tale and it's slimy, I was like, oh, we don't know where this is going to go. But you said gothic horror,
We're
so
in
I'm like,
Lovecraft territory now.
Yeah.
apparently so.
Lastly, Gaijin.
I'm going with a prison.
A slimy
boy.
gothic horror
It's just-
prison.
Someone's playing Dark Souls. The character's playing the start of Dark Souls.
It basically are, yeah. Okay. Excellent. So, well done, everyone. We will be playing a gothic horror slimy prison game today. Oh god, yeah. As above average Andrew says, the tentacles are coming out.
Oh no.
Oh dear. So, what I need to do now is what we need to do collaboratively is come up with a goal for today's session. So, actually, no. What we're going to do first, we'll define the role. We'll define the world, and then we'll come up with a goal. So, in the same order again, i.e., Luna, Rosie, Gaijin, I would like you to think up a statement that is true about the world. Now, again, examples of this in the past have been cars are powered by love. And another example from that same game was the world has been taken over by McDonald's and Burger King franchises, and now they're run in some kind of horrible street gang turf war deal. So, I would like everyone to think of a statement that is true about the world. It doesn't, it can be your own thing. It doesn't have to be related to anything else.
Would relating to the world also be would something that related to the people of the world count as something relating to the world?
Yeah, it can just be a statement about the world in general. It doesn't have to be specifically about the land or yeah. Okay, are we all ready?
I think so.
Lovely.
Yep.
Luna, may I have your statement about the world, please?
Okay, it may be because of the suggestion of Dark Souls, but when people speak to each other in this world, their dialogue begins and or ends with either a sinister sounding laugh or like a sigh. Like that's kind of everybody's vibe.
Okay.
Very good. I like that. Rosie, may I have a statement from yourself?
Again, Luna, I think we're like telepathically talking here, but my rule was going to be that everyone is obsessed with the Count from Sesame Street, and everything they say has to involve a number, and then they finish with, for example, like one sword, and then they have to do the Count's laugh every time. So every time they communicate, they're inspired by the Count, so they have to involve a number, and then finish the sentence with the number and the Count's laugh from Sesame Street. So now it's got a sinister laugh and the counts.
Everybody's Count's laugh is slightly. It's got a little its own quirk.
Yeah.
It gives it, yeah.
Okay.
Lee says Kirby died.
Yeah.
Oh.
Kirby, does mean you're gonna have to be the Count the whole stream?
We'll see.
Yeah,
That was a sigh. Lastly,
One therapy session.
Gaijin, can I please have your statement?
So mine was that the prison is like a donut.
Okay.
Ooh.
When you say like a
is-
donut, is in circular or literally made of donut?
I'm kind of leaning towards made of donut right now
Okay.
because that can be very slimy inside. And then like in the center, is like a furry eyeball with tentacles, that is like controlling the prison.
Fairy eyeball makes it sound like it's just gathered dust. And it's just like all those little like remnants.
Okay, well, this is certainly going to be a game. Okay, so now what we need to do is clarify the world a little bit.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So
Sorry.
I guess my question is, this goes out to everyone. Everyone feels free to kind of provide feedback on this. Why do we think a prison is made? Like, what kind of world do we live in where a prison can be made of donut? And why don't people just eat their way out of the walls?
Everyone in the prison is diabetic, so they can't eat their way out.
Okay.
And
Which is
the world is one of decadence and excess, which is why a prison is made of a donut.
Everyone is diabetic. The world is opulent. That's using that word wrong, but it's fine. Okay, lovely. And why do we think that everyone is obsessed with the Count from Sesame Street as opposed to, say,
They
Dracula?
need a reason.
No, I just trying to work out where this little oddity has come from.
Maybe it's not that. It's not that they don't like, say, the Count Dracula, but Sesame Street Count is clearly the pinnacle of counts, right?
I would have said it's because he came to visit the prison once, and he brought them such joy that ever since they've worshipped the Count and his ways from Sesame Street.
Okay.
So he came to visit the prison, and he brought them so much joy that they've never had another visitor, and he completely changed their lives.
Like a royal visit, but it's the Count from Sesame Street.
Yeah.
He was like shaking people's hands through the bars, which
What up?
presumably are edible.
Do handshakes.
Could it be that we want to overthrow the giant furry tentacle eyeball and reinstate the Count as the head of the prison?
Yeah,
Well,
we
see, I
want
was
the
gonna
eyeball gone.
Yeah,
The
I-
Count can sit there instead with his well, not with his tentacles.
Oh, yeah, well, give him tentacles.
And they just merge together, so you've got this puppet with these tentacles coming out of it.
We could certainly do that. I was going to suggest breaking free of the prison to try and go and visit the Count again, but if you want to instate the...
Try and get to Sesame Street!
Yes! Yeah,
Oh, guys, what do we do?
I am happy with either of these options. Which would you prefer as your goal for the game?
We would, in theory, overthrowing eyeball or getting we'd have to get past eyeball, right? We're getting out of the prison.
Well, the
so we could
eyeball's in the
go-
centre and the donut's on the outside, so...
Oh wait, is he on the? Oh Wait.
He's in the hole, I'm assuming, is what Gaijin...
Yeah,
It's like a
he's
ring
in-
donut
he's
with
right
a...
in- Yeah, he likes to be right in the middle of the hole, controlling everything with his tentacles.
Not touching that one. Yes. So, yeah. So tell you what, let's do votes. Escaping to go and visit the Count. Give me a raised hand if you want to do that one.
Sounds fun, doesn't it?
They both sound fun. That's the thing. Like when he's like raise hands, I'm like, I still haven't decided.
Oh, okay.
I'm happy to go with the majority.
We could escape with the view to like the story that won't be played out, but the long game is to get the Count to come back and take place of Eyeball.
Okay.
But then we could escape to go see the
So you're
man.
escaping to go visit him with the intention of bringing him back to usurp the eyeball. Is that what we're...
Is that? I don't know.
This has sounded like a prison film, you know, when it's like, we broke out, now we just got to break back in.
I love it, yeah.
Only this time with the Count.
Yeah, I'm down for this.
What do you think, Gaijin? You cool with that, or what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay. Break out to visit Count and return
Can you tell
him.
me how to get to Sesame Street?
Okay, that sounds good.
In this Gothic horror Chicken Run 2.
Yeah, it kind of is, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Well done, everyone. What we need now is I need another 2d6 roll from each of you. Again, numbers and combined, please.
I'm gonna use my other. I've got 4d6 for some reason because I couldn't choose.
Okay, 9 again. Well done.
Oh,
11.
11. Okay, so almost reversed this time. Right, so what we're going to do next is we're going to create some characters. Now, I would like you to all have a little think about who you would like to be playing in this. It can be anything. Do not feel you have to restrict yourself to the normal, expected, and mundane, though you are welcome to do so. Perhaps you are human. Perhaps you are some kind of skeleton being that's been awoken as the one of the guards in the prison, or perhaps you are completely unrelated to the prison. Perhaps you're visiting someone in prison. But who are you, and why is it that you want to break out and instate the Count as the overlord of the prison? Okay. So, Gaijin, when you are ready, please give me a sign.
I think so. I've got a rough idea.
Oakley dokley. Gaijin, who are you?
So, my character is called Billy Boy.
It's always... Yeah, okay.
It's always what?
It's always Billy.
Is it?
You've used Billy many a time, my friend, yes. Please continue.
So he is like an eyeball.
Okay.
It's
Floating,
like
I
his
assume.
head.
Oh, okay.
No, he's like an eyeball. And he's got like just human legs sticking out the bottom of it that are quite pale, like very pale human legs.
Okay.
And he's got like hair from like Thing from the Addams Family, so you can't actually see him. And then he's got like 2 arms that are just tentacles that are coming out and about
how far does the hair come down?
all the way to the
Like-
floor.
Oh, okay. So
Oh,
that's
so
what
it's
he's
like-
underneath.
Yeah.
He looks like Thing, and these like tentacles coming out. But if you part the hair, it's just like an eyeball with human legs.
Okay. And why is Billy Boy in prison or in the prison vicinity when we begin our story?
As far as he remembers, he was born in the prison, and has grown up there.
Okay. And is he with the staff or is he with the prisoners, or does he have an allegiance?
He doesn't really have an allegiance. He doesn't really know what he wants in life or where he's going.
Okay. Okay, that sounds good. That's enough for me. Now, obviously, you can define more about your character as you go on. You don't have to restrict yourself to anything just yet. But yeah, give it some thought. Rosie,
Hello.
may I ask who your character is?
My character, again from the top of my head, is called simply the Rat King.
Okay.
I am the Rat King.
Cuckoo Cachoo. Yes.
And what's the next question? Sorry, what do I have to say next about the Rat King?
Oh, just tell me about what have you decided about the Rat King?
So the Rat King is a human-sized rat, and they came to prison because they heard the whispers from the other rats, and they thought, "I go investigate. I've heard of this wondrous place where there's a donut for prison that my rat friends would all love." So the Rat King came to investigate and hasn't been able to escape since. And there's all these rumors. Where's the Rat King? Where's the Rat King gone? And the Rat King is just stuck in prison at the moment.
Okay.
But the Rat King's got a little crown and a little coat as well.
Okay. Do
Or
they
a big coat.
stand? Do they stand like a human, or are they on all fours like a rat?
Stand like a human, but they can also run on the all fours as well.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Right.
My rat can be called Retius.
Retires. Okay.
Retius the Rat King. Although he needs a name more than just Rat King.
Retires. Okay. Very good.
Well, hold on.
And presume so. Trapped in prison, so not necessarily on the side of the jailers or on the prisoners, but hasn't been imprisoned for a crime as such.
Hasn't been in prison for a crime. Just went to investigate to see if it's the holiday destination that they
Yeah.
thought it would be for the rats.
The Donut Promised Land.
The Donut Promised Land,
Mm.
and just hasn't been able to get out since.
Okay, that sounds very good. Another announcement unseen. Yes, Kira, welcome on in. Okay, liking that one. And lastly, Luna, who will you be playing today?
Now you see, I'm doing that thing where I can't think of a name to save my life. So I apologise. Hold for one moment. I've got a character idea. It's just apparently.
Why don't you tell us the character idea and then we can work on the name?
So my character, I think they're basically human. I feel like they're a little on the androgynous side. Like, I don't know what gender they are. They're just somewhere. They're vaguely human-y. They might be like Muppety given the count, and they've got kind of like a street urchin-y vibe, I think. And they've ended up in prison for like some petty crime they're in donut prison for, and the reason that they want to meet the count and put them in place of Eyeball is because they were obsessed with the count growing up. I say the street urchin, they're not a child, they're like a grown up street
I'm
urchin,
kind of
but
seeing
they
like
were
Muppet
obsessed.
Aladdin.
I guess kind of or like a somewhere between like a Gavroche and an Enjolras kind of vibe as well, like a little
Yeah.
revolutionary street urchin. They want to put the count in charge because they were obsessed with them growing up, and they had posters of them all over their bedroom. They were just like #1 Sesame Street count super fan.
Okay.
They might explode upon meeting them. Who could say?
Okay. Are we thinking like 14, 15, that kind of age, or are we thinking a bit younger?
Oh, I was thinking like a probably like adulthood, like 19-ish. They could be a juvenile adult.
No, that's
I
fine.
myself
It's because we said Gavroche, I was thinking younger, but
Oh,
that's...
it was kind of like a mix of the two personalities-y vibe as well. Like, because Gavroche is all cute, and the cuteness of Gavroche with the passion of Enjolras. Also, they're my two dream roles in Les Mis. I'd love to play Enjolras. It's my dream.
Excellent. Okay. Do we have a name, do you think?
Oh yeah, that's what I was doing. I was no, sorry. Why? If only I could see properly. I am sorry, everyone,
That's okay.
about this. Oh god, this website has got so much more complicated.
Lou says Muppet is my favourite gender.
The best gender. Everyone just be Muppet.
Everything is better with Muppets. I stand by that. You could remake anything with a Muppet, and it would be.
God, oh god, oh god, oh god.
I want to say as well, those in the chat questioning about whether the rats can eat the donuts. I never said the Rat King wanted to eat donut. They just want to bathe in the sugary goodness.
Sugary goodness.
Yeah, they just want to like scurry in there, have a big donut party, eat all that dough. They don't want to eat the thing because they can't, because nothing in this world can eat the donut prison.
Excellent. I appreciate that little lore drop there.
I saw people getting confused about the Rat King's intentions. So I had to clarify.
The Rat King do be feasting. Or don't be feasting even. Okay. Luna, if you want to let me know the name when you find him, that's cool. What we're going to do in the meantime is we're going to come up with our stats or our ability check things that we're going to be rolling during this game. So we're going to go around in the same order. Gaijin, Rosie, and then Luna. And you're going to come up with 4 of them each. You're going to add... These are the rolls that you can use throughout the game. You will need to write down everyone else's. Everyone else's stats, whenever you roll the dice, you don't add anything. It's just whatever comes up on the dice is your number. However, for your stats, you get to pick one that you're quite good at, one that you're very good at, one that you're quite bad at, and one that you're very bad at. So have that in mind. Liam says, "What are your intentions, Rat King?"
Rat King! We will find out as the story progresses. I'm more interested in Gaijin's intentions. I'm like, lots of eyeball stuff going on here. I'm excited to see where your story goes.
I read Liam's thing as what are your intentions with the Rat King? Like it was like the Rat King's dad asking the partner, like,
Honourable sir,
what are
I
your
swear.
intentions?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, Gaijin, do you have your 4?
Yes.
Very good. May I have them?
I have blinking.
Blinking, okay.
Hair flicks.
Hair flicks, okay.
Tentacle suctioning.
Tentacle suction, yeah, okay.
And eating.
Eating, okay. So, would you mind telling me which one you've added the +1, +2, -1, and -2 to, just for curiosity's sake?
Yep, he's got a +2 in hair flicks.
Obviously.
For the sheer amount of hair. With a +1 in his tentacle suctioning.
Excellent.
Has a -2 in blinking, because he only has one eye.
Yep. And possibly no eyelids.
Yeah, potentially. And a -1 in eating, because he doesn't really have a mouth either.
Interesting. Well, that's horrifying. Okay. Rosie, do you have your 4 skills ready to go?
I've got 2, and I'm sure the other 2 I can make up as I go.
Okay. What's your first one?
First one, really good hearing, like The Last of Us.
Okay.
You know, when you listen, so just really good hearing.
Yeah, so everything goes black and white and you suddenly see things appearing on...
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Okay. Second skill?
Charming. They're very good at flirting.
Okay. Well, you would be if you were a king, wouldn't you? Wow. That's it. Yeah. Okay. What do we think for a third?
Okay, so for a third, let's say... can make anything taste sweet. like the wall in Willy Wonka.
Okay, so sweetening.
Sweetening, yeah. It's got a
Okay.
sweetening ability.
Okay, sure. And lastly?
Last ability is that the Rat King can also release a massive smell of egg.
Okay. I'm trying to think how to phrase that.
Like it can just just go like call it egg breath, but
Egg-
only when summoned.
Egg breath. So he doesn't have terrible breath all the time. He has, he's got like an egg breath sac.
Yeah, it like he has to go like and then
Okay.
it releases the egg breath.
So obviously other people will also have access to these abilities. So this does kind of inform the world a little bit that you have Muppets with egg breath sacs.
I'm sorry, everyone.
Okay, so Rosie, you'll need to assign a +1, a -1, a +2, and a -2 to those skills. So some of those you'll be good at, and some of those you'll be not so good at.
Okay, I like to have a +2 for really good hearing,
Okay,
a +1 for charming,
lovely.
and a -1 for egg breath,
Okay,
and then a -2 for can make things sweeter. Because I don't think that ability is going to be very handy for the Rat King in their current situation. But you never know.
that's absolutely fine. So it does mean that other people around you have perhaps gotten better at making things sweeter, which has probably led to the vast worldwide diabetes.
Oh my God, the Rat King isn't aware that they're the cause of it.
There we go.
Oh my God.
Okay, lovely.
Who have I
Luna.
created?
Okay. Huh. My first skill is just they're all quite talky skills, I think. My first skill is just called Am Baby. I know that we said adult, but in a like, if you're talking to someone and you're like, but I'm just a little guy.
Yeah, that kind of thing where you try and persuade someone to basically go easy on you because I'm baby.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm baby.
Okay, sure.
That's their first skill. Their second skill is melodrama. In every
Melodrama seems
aspect.
to come up a lot in these games. I like it.
It's in every respect of everything.
Absolutely
Like,
fine.
if they met the Count, they would cry real and baby tears with melodrama. The third skill is wriggly escape. I couldn't think of the right way to word it. But if you're like a little urchiny vibe and you're trying to get away in a wriggly way.
We'll call it Wrigley Escape. I quite like that.
That's what I've written down. Wriggly escape.
Okay. And we need one more, please.
And their last skill is sheer enthusiasm.
I quite like this. Enthusiasm. Okay. So if you wouldn't mind letting us know which one you've assigned +1, +2, -1, and -2 to.
Okay. There's a +2 in Am Baby.
Mm-hmm.
A -1 in melodrama.
Okay.
A -2 in Wriggly Escape. Which is not a good urchin. And a +1 in sheer enthusiasm.
Yeah, I'm digging that. Okay, sounds good. Now
Shit at things, but I try.
that's relatable.
Can I ask a quick question?
You may.
If I have just thought of a new trait for my character
Hmm.
that has come up since I've been creating these rules and listening, do I need to roll to add that trait into my character?
No, so your character is within your control, largely speaking. You will need to roll to see how successful any of those things. Say, if you're going like, well, I used to be a lockpick, you'll still need to roll for those kind of things, but you can't just say, yeah, I used to do this, or...
No, it was more along the lines of because mine doesn't have a mouth, you can't actually talk.
Okay, so what? How does he get around that?
Trying to use tentacles and mime and gestures.
Oh, so like charades, but
Yeah.
yeah, okay, yeah, it's fine. Yeah, you can do that.
I'm excited for this.
Yep. Luna, did we have a name? Or are we still working on the name?
Oh, I think like Robin,
Robin,
because it's androgynous and it's also a great bird.
yes, and also legendary Prince of Thieves.
True. I didn't
Yes.
think of that one. I was thinking of the bird that like, did you know that robins are like really suggestible, so they will sing at really unsociable hours because of things like streetlights? And I really identify with that because it's really easy to make me sing
Yeah,
as well.
that's a cool fact, and we like to learn here. Okay, I need to come up with some skills for everyone too. So we're going to go for our first skill. We will need interpretive dance.
Do we need to write these down as well?
Yeah.
Or what was that first one?
Interpretive dance. So this is in line with your charades and ability to communicate ideas without audible sound. We will.
Sorry, Gaijin. Can I just ask what your? I've got 3 of your abilities and I've missed one. I've got blinking, hair flick, eating, and
Tentacle suctioning.
tentacle suction. Thank you. Sorry to interrupt.
Not a problem.
So- No, I'm not going to
Go
ask
on.
that question.
No, go on. Go on.
I was going to say no, I can't say. I can't ask that question. There are no. Yeah, never mind. Never mind. It's
I'm very curious, but okay.
So am I.
Okay, that's fine. If you don't want, go on.
I was going to say, imagine, like, what if the Count was super into Robin? And if, like, I don't know, if they were, like, getting into each other. I'm just saying,
Felt on felt actions.
Would tentacle suction be the appropriate role?
Yes, quite probably.
Anyway,
That's where all the
everyone, as
slime
you
comes
were,
in.
carry
It's
on.
too
We've
suctiony.
established a lot. We've established a lot from that question.
Yeah.
I don't quite know where the slime comes from at the moment.
No, the slime's just there because of all the tentacle suction. Okay. So for second skills, what do we got? Let's.
I'm just laughing at Sen's comment.
And it suddenly turned hentai. Yes, Sen, it did. To be fair, as soon as they came up with tentacles and slime, I knew it was going to go that way sooner or later. Muppet love story unlocked. So, I'm trying to think how to phrase this, but basically, like felt manipulation. I'm thinking like for disguises and things, but just like manipulating your own felt.
Fabric manipulation.
Fabric manipulation, yeah.
So now what I'm hearing is it could be a tentacle suction or a felt manipulation role. Okay, cool. Fabric manipulation.
So
Okay.
basically, you've got all the tentacle suctioning, and people are good at ripping off clothes.
It's going to be a long game. Let's see. What do we need? Blinking hair flick tentacle. Let's go with evasion.
Evasion. Okay.
As the next skill, and lastly, fanboy, fangirl, fanning. Basically,
Fanning?
as in basically being. I wanted a non-binary option. As in being really enthusiastic, for example, about the Count.
Oh, like obsessiveness.
Fanaticizing or
That's the word. Fanaticizing.
I've just wrote fanning. Stanning.
Stanning would be a good one. That's the one. Okay. So we have our skills. You can roll for any of those at any time. You can also, anytime you want to, try and speak some new lore about the world. So the 3 lines that we came up with at the beginning, you can at some point just say, oh, actually, this thing about the world is also true, and then you will roll for it. And if that roll is successful, it will become true. And if it is not successful, it will not become true.
Can I do one right now?
Depends what it is. What would you like to do?
In this universe, tentacles is pronounced the way you might pronounce a Greek name.
What, Tentacles?
Tentacles, yeah.
Tentacles. Yeah, please roll for that.
Well, I'm rolling two dice.
Yeah, roll 2d6, please.
Although Kirby's like, yes, roll for that, please.
Yeah, yeah, I was going to say you can have that, but I was like, no, that's going to make my life harder.
It is a 10. It is a 6.
That's a success. Everyone, tentacly suction.
Tentacles.
5 tentacles.
Okay, bullet point number
Tentacly
1.
and task.
I'm safe.
Right, so I need to take some time and just have a little think about what I'm doing with my life, but also what I'm going to be doing with you in this game. So I need to have a little bit of a planning session. I'm going to take my headphones off because I tend to not be able to think very well when I can hear things. So would you care to talk amongst yourselves? How have you been? Discuss.
Oh, it's that awkward school thing where the teacher tells you to talk amongst yourselves.
And everyone just talks to their mate next to them, and then you just hear the general rumble in the room.
It's even better when you've got like a new group and everyone just sits in silence.
Yeah, they don't know what to say, bless them, and then they're just like. Teacher comes back in. I said, talk amongst yourselves.
Yeah, I used to be that teacher. While I was doing something, I'd be like, I'm going to pop out, go talk amongst yourselves, and I'd come back and it was just silent.
Really?
Yeah.
That surprises me. Whenever a teacher, when I was at school, or whenever a teacher said that, it was always had to come back and be like, all right, quieten down, because we're all just like.
Yeah, it didn't help that most of my classes tended to be like brand new people that had literally all started at the school on the same day. All adults from all different countries, couldn't even speak English together.
Mm.
I just left them to talk amongst themselves.
And you said talk among themselves. Oh my goodness.
How old were they, if you don't mind me asking? Or was it like a mixture of age?
So when I was actually abroad, they were generally kids. But when I was doing it in the UK, they were primarily adults.
What did you teach in the UK, if you don't mind me asking?
Carried on teaching English. So
oh, brilliant.
that's where abroad it used to be like one nationality, and then I'd like come back to the UK and teach, and then I'd have mixed nationality in one class.
It's awesome.
Very interesting, managing different cultures in one class.
I can imagine. Oh, Westy says they have to leave. Bye, Westy. Lovely to see you.
I was a lovely teacher, Retro. Wasn't savage at all.
Savage teacher.
To be fair, I can't imagine you being a savage teacher, having heard some of the stories you've told us.
Basically, just I'd played games.
Yeah. Can someone give me another classic horror film? I've got the basic ones. Any suggestions for a classic horror film? I'm trying to think of gothic horror.
Frankenstein?
Got that one.
The basics you've got.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
That's arguably not. It's got elements of gothic horror and also Lovecraftian elements.
Yeah. I've got Frankenstein, Black Lagoon, and Dracula. Does anyone have another one that I can add to that?
The only
hang
one
on.
I can think of.
Go on.
I was going to say the only one I can think of is Carmilla, but that's basically Dracula, but different gender.
Yeah, it's fine. We can add Carmilla in there. No, I thought of Carmilla and Wolfgang.
Oh, Westy's not actually leaving. Westy playing tricks on us. Silly Westy.
Yes. Hello, Westy. Okay. I think I have enough to be going on with. Are we ready to begin today's game?
Are you ready, Kirby?
Am I fuck? Very well, then. Shall we begin? Okay. I knew I was going to do that. I had an idea for a skill earlier and I didn't include it. It's fine. That's fine. I'll deal with that as and when it happens. So, you all awaken in a strange place A strange yet somehow familiar face. You see through the bars a brief flash of lightning illuminates the sky. And you all come to consciousness in this cell. You look around you. You see each other. You see a sentient eyeball covered in hair, a rat with fine regalia and a crown, standing. Well, who gets up and stands on their hind legs, and a small androgynous Muppet, who you come to know as that's Robin. Okay.
Isn't there a real Muppet called Robin?
Kermit's nephew.
Oh, it's that fucking frog, isn't it? That fucking little shit of a frog. Right. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm about to share a very controversial opinion.
No,
That
I hate him
fucking
too.
frog pisses me the fuck off, and I love frogs. He's such a little dickhead. And you know what? Actually, he's fine, except for when he's Tiny Tim. It's too much.
Or when he's
It's
singing
like
halfway down
double-
the stairs. I hate that sound.
Can I please roll that this is the first things we hear when we wake up in the cell?
Fucking little Muppet. Yeah, please do. Roll for it.
I'm not a frog, but maybe that's the energy I have. Oh God. Oh God, that stupid frog. I really want to like him, but he's insufferable.
That was a 4.
Oh, unfortunately, you do hear it, but it's in your head.
Whispers in the wind.
Yes. You all come to consciousness. You find yourselves in your usual, or in a usual doughnutty cell. You are on the lower levels of the prison, a sewer level, if you will. For example, a subterranean layer. Yes, the door to your cell is all open because on the lower levels, the inmates tend to have the run of the place because they are, let's just say, they have more freedom, but they're left in a less respectable area, and they're expected to beat up any intrepid souls, enthusiasts who come through at any point. There is a bonfire in the cell opposite you, and it is kindled. So you all come to consciousness. You realise that you've fallen asleep mid-planning session, on your way to plan your way out of the prison to replace the head warden, the tentacled eyeball that sits in the centre of the huge donut that you call home. What a normal sentence. And yes, that is where you are. What to do?
Do we have a name for the eyeball, like a nickname?
Carter.
Well, that
Carter.
Carter.
Yeah.
Carter.
Carter the eyeball.
Got it.
Okay. So, please.
Hello, everyone. I am the Rat King. You can call me Ratias, but I prefer it if you called me the Rat King. Who are you? What are you doing? Why are we here in the sewers? I thought I was going to Donut Paradise. Hello.
Hi.
Oh, I see. I've just noticed you're a big eyeball. Sorry. Sorry. How are you? How are you both doing?
Gaijin, I will say that you can probably communicate so professionally that it's almost as if you're speaking, but maybe just waggle your arms about a bit like a Muppet. Otherwise, this could be a long stream.
I could drag it out. Happy.
Happy. That is wonderful to hear. Wonderful to hear. And how about you, my Muppet friend? Who are you?
Well, I'm Robin. I don't really know why I'm in this horrible, scary prison level. I'm just a little guy.
Well, it is fine. Everyone is welcome for the Rat King's parade to paradise.
Can I just ask, does the Rat King's crown, is it at a jaunty angle? Like a little, or is it like straight on the head?
Oh, it was straight on the head, but I quite like the angle. Can we roll for it? Make it a bit exciting.
It's your character. If you want to be
Yeah,
jaunty,
I
you can
wanna
just be
roll.
jaunty. Oh, go for it. Yeah.
I want to roll because I'm excited about that concept and I don't know which to pick.
Okay.
So if it's successful, it's a jaunty angle. It's 10.
Oh,
It's
that's
a
a
jaunty
success. It's a
angle.
jaunty crown.
A jaunty crown for the Rat King.
Yes, I was going to say, we'll just throw in that Billy Boy and Robin, you know each other because you both live in the prison. And the reason that you're down on this lower level, even though you're not one of the more nefarious criminals or inmates or members of the residents, you heard that there was some magical new beast that had somehow found its way into the donut prison, and that was at what point you found the Rat King, hence why you're not familiar with them. And yes, that's why you're down here. But you all of a sudden fell asleep for some reason.
So yeah, I came down here to I've been trying to get out. I heard someone got in. I want to get out because I'm a bit weird, as you can tell. Half legs, half eye. I need to find my parents, and
Not part of the tentacles.
I think they're from probably my mum, dad. I don't know, but I must have gone into a diabetic coma.
Is that why we had to sleep? Because we ate too much sugar.
Could be.
Can I roll a skill, please?
What skill would you like to roll?
I would like to roll the flirting skill with Billy Highball. Talking about those legs.
Certainly.
If the Rat King's going to become friends with these two strangers, the Rat King's going to flirt. Okay. It's an 8. What does that mean? 8.
Okay. That means a success with a complication. Now, Billy, how do you feel about the Rat King and their outrageous flirting?
I was already had an idea about this.
Okay.
Is so what Billy does, because obviously can't really see much of Billy because he is just hair from an outside perspective. So Billy like flicks his tentacles out, or one of them in particular. Like you see, like at the bottom of the hair move, and his tentacle goes like down, and he sort of pulls the hair back and up the leg, and it's like the one in Toy Story, the hook.
The hook with legs.
The hook with legs. They're that sort of legs with heels on as well.
He was on as well.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, you have successfully flirted, but there is certainly a complication.
Well done, Rat King.
Okay.
Well, that is good. Now that we are in favor.
Like Billy just like flips out his tentacles, like hold out as if he's like holding out his hand to the Rat King.
I will accept your gracious tentacle ways. And then Rat King goes and gives it a little kiss, in a polite manner, as he's been taught from the royal ways.
It is very slimy.
Billy's gonna do like a tentacle suctioning skill to see like how grippy the tentacle is to this kiss.
Sure.
That's a 7.
Okay. I mean, the complication I feel here is that it's very suctiony. Possibly a little too suctiony. Rat King, you have a tentacle on your face.
It's fine. The Rat King accepts it like a Tom and Jerry sketch, when they've got like the plunger and he just has to yank it off a little bit. Does that count as a complication? Like, so he's just got the tentacle and he's just trying to like pull it off.
Is there a skill that Robin can roll because they feel like they need to make themselves scarce? Just I roll for Wriggly Escape.
Wriggly escape or evasion?
Evasion feels more like I'm not trying to escape. I'm just trying to like I don't see this. I'm not here.
Very good.
I need to clarify for the chat. It's like the Tom and Jerry cartoon when they've got the plunger, and Tom's trying to.
Please
pull
stop
it off.
making the stop doing the gesture. The gesture's making it worse.
I'm gonna roll for evasion.
Okay.
Oh dear, I rolled a 4.
Oh god.
Okay. You are very aware that you are in this room, and that there are some interesting plunger-based gestures going on. So is everyone else. Speaking of the door, you hear someone at the door say, "Oh, sorry to disturb you. I was just checking to see how many people were in the cell. There are 3 of you." You turn around and you see a hunchbacked man in a kind of a very dishevelled white-looking lab coat. Billy and Robin, you know this to be Igor, one of the kind of like turncoat prisoners who's kind of more on the side of the guards than on the side of the prisoners. Oh, guy, I can. Oh my.
Ego, you're making it weirder than it already is.
Billy
Yeah,
wants
but
to
I'm
do
into
like,
that.
Billy wants to do like a flirtatious hair flick
Okay.
as Igor comes in.
Okay. Yeah, roll for hair flick.
That's a 6.
Okay. It's hard to miss the look of revulsion on this very small and ugly man's face, but you've managed it. This, oh. And then there is a deep sigh from the end of his sentence. Yeah. I was going to say, I will say that I am expecting evil laughs and deep sighs from everyone else as well. You don't have to count in every
Evil,
sentence, but
just sinister.
oh yeah, sorry, sinister.
Just sinister. Or weird.
It's fine. I can't talk.
No, but you can wiggle sinisterly.
Do like a big the little flaps.
Right.
Size.
Very good.
Says, "Oh, we have royalty with us. Hello, Your Majesty."
Ah, finally, someone knows who I am. It is I, the Rat King. Where is this donut paradise I have heard so much about?
Why, you're in it, Your Majesty.
What do you mean I'm already here? This is a sewage dump. I've seen many of these in my time. This is no donut.
Oh, but look at the walls, Your Majesty.
He goes up and he caresses what is a very spongy donutty wall. You see that it must be at least like a meter thick of donut. And he kind of like pulls himself up to the bars you see outside. It's a dark and stormy night, because of course it is. He goes,
Oh, freedom. It's so close and yet so far. But of course, down here on the sewer level.
rubs his hands in a perturbing way.
Ah, right. So we are in. You're telling me, my good man, that we are in the donut prison as we speak.
Why, yes,
And
Your
that
Rat
is-
Kingness.
Well, this is grand. I need to tell my fellow rat friends about this adventure and bring them all here so we can bathe in the sugary goodness amongst all of our.
I wouldn't do that, Your Rat Kingness, for a start. That would mean you having to be able to get back to your little rat friends.
What do you mean I won't be able to get back?
Well, this is a rat prison. This is a prison of general sorts. It's not specifically for rats, but rats they might be able to get in, but they can't get out.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm sure I'll find a way.
Can
Well,
I go?
I was going to say, hang on, let me just do a quick exposition dump, and then you can do whatever you want to do.
Well, that may be, but in order to get out, you'd have to get past the jailer, and then past the jailer to the head jailer. And, well, I can't think of anyone who'd know how to do that, except for, of course, that small group of rats that are on the upper level. But there's no way they'd help someone like you, Your Majesty. Well, I'll be going then, unless Gaijin wants to do anything.
Yeah, I was gonna go. Can I take Eagle captive?
you You can certainly try.
Knowing that he's a little snitch, so I'm going to use my tentacle suctioning to like grab him.
Yeah, you can certainly do so. Please roll for it.
I think that's a critical success because the total would be 13
Okay.
with my modifier.
Okay, what did you actually roll?
6 and a 5. 11.
Okay. Cool, good to know. Yeah, you see him try and make a wriggly escape, but clearly he's even worse of a street urchin than Robin, and he immediately gets suctioned and just,
Oh no, I seem to be captured.
I'm like, through charades and him having known me in the prison for a while,
okay.
basically tell him he's going to take us to the jailer.
Okay. Let's see.
Are you thinking of a way to get him to the jailer, or
I'll keep suctioning him.
with the
Um,
rat
Can
king
I-
flirt? Oh no, Robin, you go.
I was going to say, can I help with this persuasion by using my sheer enthusiasm to pinch him very hard to persuade him to help us?
Okay. Yes, roll for sheer enthusiasm.
It's a very enthusiastic pinch,
Hmm.
and it is a 2 and a 5. It's a 7.
Okay.
It's in. Oh no, wait. Plus 1, or so it's
Okay.
8.
It's a success with a complication. So he's like,
Oh, stop doing that. Oh,
Oh, I hate that he's giggling. This is gross.
well, he did say stop if it helps. And he goes,
oh, believe me, I'd like to save my own skin. I don't want to be mixed up with the likes of you, but I can't help you. See, I wouldn't be able to get out either. I get special treatment for being a little snitch, but yes, I've only snitched 3 times this week. One snitch,
and then he continues on for a very short time going through the snitching process.
All I could do would be show you the way out to the next level.
Well then, what are you doing, my good man? Take us to the next level, and if you need any more persuasion, I'll use my egg breath on you, and trust me, you wouldn't want that.
Well, I've got egg breath too, Your Highness.
And he kind of just, there's a brief gas cloud that erupts from his mouth. It's very, very unpleasant.
Well, I bet my egg breath is worse than yours. I would like to roll to decide who's the
Gonna have an egg
strongest
off.
in order to... Yes, we're going to have an egg off, my good man. The king will not be challenged, and we will get out of here. And if I need my egg breath, then that will be what we use. And I don't know how to tell you this. It's a 5.
Okay. Raticus retire, sorry.
Okay.
You find yourself overpowered by the sheer gaseous stench of this man's small man's egg breath. He clearly has a large egg sac in his throat and a small form to project it out of.
I've never seen such a large egg sack.
Oh no.
Oh god, it's going to get worse, isn't it?
I didn't know how to word it.
Is that...
Oh, well, I think we're all pretty terrible here. How about we just, I'll show you the way to the next level, and then you can go on with your adventures from there, Your Highness.
Yes, please, my good smelly man, just get us out of here, who I now respect because you have the best egg breath I've ever wafted. So please take us to the next floor.
Okay, Billy Boy, how do you propose? Because you're currently, I assume, grappling this person aloft, because they're shorter than you.
Yeah. So I've just sort of like hoisted him off the floor a little bit.
Okay.
And I'm just going to carry him until we get to the next level, and then I'll let him go.
Okay. How are you going to do this then? Because obviously, how are you going to take direction from him?
I So yeah, because he's basically like wrapped one tentacle around him
Okay.
a few times and like stuck it to his own side. So he
Okay.
goes from like one side, wraps around and stuck to the other side. So with his other arm, with the tentacle, he's just like
Okay.
until he gets confirmation of which way he's got to go.
Right. Okay. You've basically got a human sat nav. Okay. So you kind of hear this, like you head out of the cell, and both of you have come down this already. You know that there are dangerous criminals on this level that you need to sneak past. That you're not going to be able to take on head to head, shall we say? So he's talking very quietly. Take the next left, and it kind of like starts directing you.
But could you tell me which floor?
Keep your mouth, keep your voice down, Your Highness.
Why?
Because there are dangerous people around here. Oh.
Yeah, as you emerge out of the cell into kind of like the main thoroughfare that basically runs in a circle round, two of you know that you've come down from a ladder to the left hand side. But as there is this loud proclamation from Ratius as you emerge from the cell, you hear the sounds of large ogrin-like creatures coming down the hallway. There are cells on kind of like either side of the donut ring, all the way around and carrying it out of sight. However, most of these doors are open because they don't bother to lock the people in down here. And you see emerging from round the corner, you hear the ground shaking and you feel it kind of tremoring. And from round the corner, you see a large felt covered ogre and the bulbous eyes of a large Muppet-like creature stomping its way in your general direction. It seems to have hurt you. What are you going to do?
Oh, can I roll baby and be like, don't hurt me. I'm only a little guy.
You can certainly try. So he hasn't seen you yet, this ogre. So you can wait for him to approach and then roll and baby, or if there's something else you'd like to do preemptively to get out of his sight, which would you prefer?
Oh, I'm not that clever. I'll just wait. Everyone else might have better ideas. I am falling back on don't hurt me, I am baby.
I want to use fabric manipulation. Unfortunately, Billy Boy doesn't have any fabric on him, so he still suctioned to Igor. Wants to use fabric manipulation to rip Igor's clothes and use them as a disguise. And
What kind of person would I be if I said no? Yes, all right.
that is a 7.
A 7. Okay. What was the desired outcome from this, just out of interest?
I don't really know. It was kind of just
You
like,
want to just rip Igor's clothes off and somehow use that as a disguise.
like there's like a pile in the floor that like I'm hidden under, and
Okay. So
an inconspicuous pile of hair and clothes on the floor.
Right. I mean, so Igor is a small man, and you're quite a large, furry eyeball. I will say that if you throw the coat on the floor, you could appear to be a pile of hair and coat, but that would also mean having to let Igor go, because without his clothes, there's just a pile of hair and a coat and a naked man. So, what is that? What you're going to do? Do you want to go with that?
Yes, because I would say I lived and grew up in the prison, and so I have a rough idea.
Okay, that's fine. You have you release Igor. You rip his clothes off. You release Igor. You throw the coat on the ground, and you hide yourself underneath it. Clearly, there is nothing here but a coat and some hair. Ratius, what would you like to do?
Matthias thinks the best way to get through this is to use their charm on the ogre and maybe hope that that it works. And so the ogre will, not want to kill us, but instead aid me because it fancies me as
Very
the
good.
Rat King.
Okay.
So it's a 10.
A 10. Excellent.
Oh, hang on, wait. And charming +1, it's 11.
Lovely. That is a success. And Robin, can I get you to roll for Am Baby as well at this point?
Yeah. I'm only little. Ooh. 10 plus, hang on, 2. 12.
Excellent. Everyone succeeds to a greater or lesser degree. The last you see of Igor is a naked man streaking down the length of this sewer runway prison area. You see a pair of flapping cheeks disappear around a corner.
I can't roll for therapy, help.
Oh, I'll see you later. He says as he vanishes.
Can I do a blinking / attempted wink at Igor, as in he will see me later?
I mean, sure, why not?
Oh, sorry, Billy's having the best time.
No, it's a 6 minus 2.
A 6
for
minus
4.
2. Sadly, as he is running away, he can't look through any of his extremities in your general direction. You are the one who's more blessed with sight, and you wink at him through the hair, but yeah, unfortunately, no. However, this felty, stompy, ogre-y Muppet thing starts stomping up to you.
I was also under a pile of coats, so...
That's fine. You're still under the pile of coats. Goes, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he kind of looks down at both of you, and bearing in mind that you have the ability to be charming and baby.
I'm only little. Don't hurt me, big ogre friend.
Why, hello, beautiful. Aren't you looking mighty beautiful today? I'll tell you what, you wouldn't move that beautiful face of yours just to the side and let me pass, beautiful, would you?
Oh, you. He kind of looks down at little Robin and goes, "Oh, aren't you precious?"
I am, and baby, and small.
Oh, yes, you are. It's less a sinister laugh and more just kind of like a weird chuckle.
Like a Santa vibe.
Yeah, more that kind of. Yeah, I don't want to come off creepy towards a young. You.
I knew what I was doing when I said they were like 19. They were into adult territory.
Okay.
And it might be Billy Bob's fault.
Uh,
Billy Boy, not Billy Bob. Billy Boy? Is he called Billy Boy?
Billy Bob.
Eyeball.
Eyeball. Yes, Billy Boy. Okay. Oh, what are you not doing down here then? Oh, I can think of one reason. Actually, I can think of no reasons. Why are you down here?
Can I... No, I'll wait to see how this transpires before I
Lovely.
voice my plan that would probably sabotage everything.
You're learning. Yes, Matthias, what would you like to say?
Well, we are here to see the donut paradise that I keep on hearing about, and so far I've seen nothing but a slimy prison cell and a very little amount of donut.
Oh,
Where is the donut that I was promised?
I hate to tell you, but it's not really a paradise. It's more like a prison.
Well, if it's made out of donut, how can it not be a paradise, my good fellow?
Well, because none of us can eat sweet things.
Well, nobody told me this when I arrived. No wonder you're all a bit troubled at the moment. That's fine. If we're all able to get out of here, I'll bring my rat friends along, and then you can all leave, and my rat friends will be able to make this place our home as well. And then you will all be happy, and my rat friends will also be happy. It's a good win-win situation I think we've got going on here.
I mean, I don't really follow the logic, but you're so indelibly charming.
I do get that a lot in my royal ways. What can I say? Beautiful ogre you are.
Okay, do so. Well, what do? Kind of just looks at you. Seems like not the smartest Muppet. Not the softest piece of felt in the fabric box. He's just looking at you very kind of like gentle giantish at the moment. Though you do notice he has the capacity for violence. But yeah, what do you want him to just go away? Do you want him to get you to help to help you in somehow?
I have an idea,
Yeah.
which would hopefully get him to help us if people are agreeable. That as far as they're aware, I'm just a ball of fabric and hair on the floor
Yes, as one finds in prisons.
that needs to go to the laundry room.
I tell you what, my good, beautiful ogre friend. You see, I've got this massive coat and hair over here, and I'd love to give it a good wash before I go to the donut paradise that I've been promised. Do you mind taking us up to the laundry room and showing us where it is, so we can give it a good wash?
Okay, he says, and he kind of like scoops up. He kind of like one massive furry, felty hand. He scoops up the entire pile of coats and hair. He goes, "Oh, that's weird. It feels all eyebally," and just turns around and starts walking off in the direction of what you assume would be the laundry room.
No eyeballs here whatsoever. It's just a big old coat. It's just a bit slimy, that's all. Don't you worry about that. I'm sorry, I just got caught in the rain on my journeys here.
I could swear it feels like one eyeball.
No, it's not one. It is 0 eyeballs.
Okay. And he begins wandering off down the down the corridor. Of course, there is like a open sewer grate running down the middle, a la kind of say Bloodborne or Elden Ring, of course. Where you kind of like wander down, and he's like, "Okay, over the bridge." Leads you over a bridge. He's like, "The laundry room's in there, next to the ladder. Goes up to the next level." And he kind of like just hands you down the coat and hair.
Thank you very much for my coat and hair being retrieved. Hey, Billy Bob Eyeball, are you okay in there? Just give me a little tentacle wave if you're all good. We're nearly out of the donut paradise for you.
You get just a little tip of the tentacle come out and just have a little wave.
Okay, this is good. And also, Robin, how are you doing now that the ogre's about to leave? You doing okay?
Oh yeah, I'm good now.
Bye,
In which
little
case-
I don't know whether to. Yeah, I don't know whether to like try and stretch the baby roll enough to be like, oh, if we ever got in trouble, Mr. Muppet ogre friend, you'd help us, wouldn't you? Because Retires is so charming, and I'm just so small and adorable. You'd help us out.
Are you doing that?
Do it.
Do I have to roll a baby again?
You would have to roll again, yes.
I have to roll on baby again. Yeah, okay. You'd help us if we need you, right? Oh, would he help us with a 9? Oh, +2, right?
Yes, if you got a
11?
plus. Okay. So,
Yeah, I got +2 in baby.
I'd like to, but I can't fit up the ladder.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Yeah, it's a pain in the.
What if? Are you made of fabric?
Oh, I assume I don't know. He kind of like looks at himself as if the concept of whether you can injure a Muppet has not really come up in
But we could.
the game master's mind.
Manipulate him. He's a fabric boy.
Okay.
We could manipulate his fabricy body.
I like
Make
the
it
little hands.
Okay. I'm gonna say that he's like, well, if you can find a way to get me up the ladder, then I can help. I help any time.
Yay! Thank you.
I would like
Thank
to
you.
Ratias would like to roll really good hearing.
Okay, what are you listening for?
I'm listening for if there's any sound of like a ladder being, or like a big hole area, which is, you know, if you listen to the echoes, you're like, oh, that's a big space, and I can hear that something's falling down that space.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Roll for hearing.
Roll for hearing. Oh, that's a 7, but +2 is a 9.
A 9. Okay. So,
Oh, that's what the reference is.
thank you very
What's that
much,
for the
Tex.
hearing?
No, that was from I Help Anytime. So, what you hear, you can hear in either direction. It's like, you know, you basically go Daredevil mode. You hear that there are a number of ogre-like creatures kind of like wandering around, seemingly on predetermined patterns, just kind of like going back and forth, cones of vision, all that kind of stuff. There does seem to be some kind of like large hole in the ceiling, like down the corridor, out of your line of sight, but perhaps where some giant steel ball has rolled through a wall or something. That you could potentially say, if you were to get some kind of rope or pulley system, you could lift up, say, a large Muppet-like creature out of that, but you'd need to get up to the next floor, and then you'd need to find that hole first.
I tell you what, Billy, would you be up for using one of your fantastic tentacles, that when we reach that point, you might be able to give our ogre friend a bit of a lift?
Yeah, yeah.
The ogre looked shocked. Oh, there was a tentacle in it all the time.
You then just see like Billy Tentacle, just like, because he couldn't have heard the yeah. So
That laundry is so dirty, the bacteria on it has grown into a life form.
Oh, I'm not sure how I feel. I'm quite a clean ogre Muppet. I don't know how I feel about that.
We're going to the laundry room, so we'll give it a wash before you have to interact with it. So don't worry, it'll all be fine and clean for you by the time that we're able to pull you up.
Okay.
You're perfectly clean as well, even though you carried the mess ball.
Looks down at his hands in a kind of conceptual nightmare of like, am I clean? And I live in a slimy world. What is clean in a slimy world? Because I'm going to go to the hole now. Please stop asking me questions. And then just kind of like walks off, staring at his hands, being like, oh, in an existential horror, which I think we're all familiar with.
Goodbye, beautiful ogre friend. Thank you for your assistance.
Yeah, okay. He is out of eyesight now. You are next to the laundry room and a ladder.
All right, Billy, it's fine. You can come out of your coat's hair little hiding spot now. The ogre's gone. It's just your good friends, Ratias and Robin again.
yeah, Billy just like springs out from the coat, and decides to go up the ladder, but not up the ladder. He wants to like be like a Spider-Man with his tentacles, like up the wall next to
Okay.
the ladder. But he could feasibly just use the ladder next to it.
That's absolutely fine. Please roll for tentacle suction.
That is a 8.
An 8. I'm guessing you may know what these are. In the childhood, let's see, Robin, in your childhood, before you were incarcerated in the Great Doughnut Prison, you remember when you used to live at home with your family, and occasionally you would throw these sticky things at a window, and then it would just kind of like head over heel all the way down. Largely speaking, that's what happens, except it's an eyeball with tentacles.
Oh dear.
Billy Boy, you get partway up the wall when all of a sudden gravity kicks in and you hit a particularly slimy patch. And then it's kind of a matter of gravity and motion. And yeah, you find yourself back down at the bottom in a crumpled heap.
Billy then just points at the ladder with his tentacle.
I have to say, Billy, why is it you are not using the ladder? Is it potentially because it's a trap? Could you sense there's a trap on the ladder? I don't know, Robin, what do you think? Do you think we should climb the ladder, or do you think Billy had the correct instincts and thinks it's a trap?
Oh, I'm just a little guy. I wouldn't know.
Oh no, Robin's
will
using the
just-
little guy.
yeah,
Sam,
I
baby
will-
on
I will-
me.
I will happily like start going up the ladder with, presumably like little dead Muppet legs following behind, like flopping along.
Go on then, Robin.
Yeah.
I will let you lead the charge up the ladder. Do it for the rat friends and for Matthias the Rat King.
I'm doing it in the most tentative, oh god, everything is so slimy way. I don't know what would I do roll for this? What I'm doing?
No, it's a ladder. You can climb a ladder.
I can just climb it without rolling.
Yeah, it's only if you want to climb a wall that you have to roll for.
Oh yeah, I'll just climb a ladder. I'll just,
Okay, very well. You climb the ladder. It's quite a long ladder, but you kind of find yourself on a.
Is there a cutscene midway where the character just kind of looks behind them like, oh, we're really high, and then carries on?
Sure. You get to the top and you find yourself on a donutty platform. It's amazing how it also looks. It looks like grey stone, but also at the same time it looks like a donut. And yeah, you're basically on a little platform ledge. You see that there's a door there, similar to the one that you came through when you came down to search for this Rat King. And you know that will lead you to the kind of the lower middle level of the prison. So kind of like ground floorish.
There's no traps. I shout, maybe in vain if it's a real long ladder.
Thank you very much, Robin. I am coming right. I heard you with my really good hearing. Can I roll for it? Can I
Please roll
for
for hearing? Yes.
Yeah.
you've got
I need
excellent
to
hearing,
hear if this is a thing, if I actually hear the call. Oh, hang on, that's a 6 plus 5, so that's 11 plus 2. That is 13. Yeah, 6. Yeah, hang on. Maths 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 13.
Okay, yes, you definitely hear that it's a ladder, and it's not trapped.
I'm coming up, Robin. I will be there in a jiffy.
Yes.
Rat
The
King starts
temptation.
climbing up.
To lick the floor is really strong.
You would be aware of your own condition and the fact that if you lick the floor, it will probably go badly for you.
I know, but I'm sat there wrestling with my conscience on the floor. I think when Matthias arrives, I'm just like sat there
Okay.
looking at the floor longingly. You know that face that like the Muppets make when when Kermit screws his face up. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the face. Just...
You am baby, I am Muppet. Yep, cool. Okay. Yes. Matthias, you find Robin contemplating licking the floor.
Why, Naz, would you want to lick the floor? That's not very hygienic.
Billy Boy,
Oh.
are you also proceeding up the ladder, or are you just... Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
That's fine. We can keep
So-
going if you want, but...
No, he's accepted defeat.
Okay. It's a surprisingly easy climb up the ladder with your legs and tentacles. Almost as if it was...
Tentacles.
Tentacles, thank you.
I forgot.
So did
I
I.
forgot many rules of this world already.
We have broken so many rules. I'm disappointed
What
at the lack of...
broken?
Well, I mean, we're kind of in prison, so I feel like breaking rules is fine.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very gothic horror at the moment.
I mean,
I don't know, your
I started
tentacles.
including Igor. And lightning.
You're a slimy tentacle monster. That's pretty
Mm,
Lovecraftian.
yeah. Okay, so you're going through the doorway onto the lower level. Okay.
Was it, there was a donut key, did you say, or something there? Sorry, I got distracted by the ladder.
That's okay. The platform is made. Basically, all of the walls. It looks like stone, but you know it's made of donut because it's slightly spongy.
Okay. Right.
Basically, just to kind of keep a mixture of Dark Souls vibes and also donut.
Well, this isn't the donut paradise I was thinking it would be. It's all just rock. Where's the donut? Matthias doesn't realise that it's donuts.
I think that's what a lot of the slime is like the raw, uncooked donut. Like,
Oh.
yeah, the donut batter before it like cooked properly in the oven.
Like oozing filling as well, like jam
Yeah.
and custard and
Yes, it's
sounds
one of
quite
those
nice.
mixed filling donuts.
But I do notice this in between the stonework, the cement seems to be a jam of some sort. What is this tomfoolery? I am very confused by this donut paradise. Is this a test? Is this why Robin wanted to lick the floor? Are we going through our own personal trials?
Would you like to try and roll for it?
What am I? Yes, I can roll for whatever we.
You can roll for eating if you'd like to.
But that would go bad for the rat king because none of them can eat anything.
That's very true. But how?
Is the Rat King diabetic as well, or is he the one that caused it?
I think everyone is diabetic, hence why prisons are made of sweet things.
Does the rat king want to risk it?
Risk it for a
My
donut.
fellow chums, if we are confused by where we can go, I, the Rat King, will sacrifice myself and eat through the wall if you so desire a quicker way of escape. It is in my royal blood to make a sacrificial sacrifice. So would you like me, my friends who I've made on this journey? Although if I die, my rat friends will come looking, and you could have a swarm of rats just absolutely roaming the place.
We could, but we could try the door first because I would miss you and your jaunty little crown if you were to fall to the sugary goodness of the walls.
And I would miss you too, Robin, therefore, I think it's been declared that I will not eat through a wall as of yet, unless Billy Bob Eyeball has any different thing to say.
Billy Bob, through interpretive dance, not being able to really talk, tries to convey a rather sensible decision that if Billy Bob, as a diabetic, has a low blood sugar, then yes, try and eat through the wall and it would be okay. But if Retias doesn't have a low blood sugar, eating through the wall would be a bad idea. That's what I'm going to be trying. I'm going to have to probably roll for that through interpretive dance.
Yeah, that is quite a complicated idea to convey. So please do roll. It's just, yeah. Interpretive dance.
7.
Okay. You get the vague gist of what Billy Bob is trying to convey. However, you kind of miss the weird bit of the bit about blood pressure, and you're like, oh, it'd be good to eat through a wall if this, or bad to eat through a wall if that, but you don't know what the if is.
Billy Bob says that it's a bit of a good thing to eat through the wall, and also not a good thing. I won't lie. I've never had a scientific test to do with whatever Billy Bob is instigating over there. However, Robin, you have said to me that you do not wish me to eat through a wall. So, Billy Bob, I'm sure that I'm going to interpret your dance as if to say, I would like you to not eat through the wall because you are the Rat King, and I'm interpreting that thumbs up with your tentacle you did as a yes, I want you to live on with us, so I am not going to eat through the wall or risk it. Let's go through the door.
Okay, you open the door. The door is open. Everything is fine. You walk through the door.
I was sat there thinking this was like a wall to the outside of the prison.
No, it's okay. No, this leads on to the inner section of the prison. So obviously, being prisoners, you're not necessarily familiar with the layout of the prison itself. So one of these things that you will need to find is obviously the way out. And as was hinted by Igor when he first exposition dumped, when you found him to begin with, there is a gang of rats on one of the upper levels that may know of the layout / way out of the prison. Yeah.
Can I roll charming, please, to talk to my rat friends to, give them extra persuasion to help us with the layout?
Okay. As in, so you're not with the rats now. They're elsewhere in the prison. You'll need to go and find them, and then they can tell you how to
sorry,
get
we've got to find them. I apologize.
Yeah.
Then can I use really good hearing so I can hear where they are and then help locate them?
Okay, certainly.
Okay. 9. It's an 11.
An 11. Yes. Okay. So you go into your mind palace. You kind of you take a moment. You pause, and you hear the sounds of everything. There's the drip of wet donut onto more donut, wet custard onto donut tiles, shall we say? You hear you're in this kind of little antechamber. You know that outside the antechamber there is a guard. The other two of you know this to be the guard that you bribed with savoury pastries to allow you down to search the lower levels of the prison. They thinking that you would never return because of how dangerous it is, because of all the dangerous inmates down there. You hear that there is the guard outside. You hear that the donut itself is ring-shaped, for you know this to be true. It is a large donut. You know that somewhere you hear this kind of like vague grating sound of almost as if some giant eyeball was rotating against the outside donutty surface of the inner kind of courtyard of the donut. And you think, that's strange, there must be some kind of giant eyeball here. Who knew? And you listen. You can hear that there is a stairway off to your right down the corridor. And from up that stairway you hear the faint chittering and skittering that seems to be of your rat kin.
Tell you what, my friend, you're not going to believe what I have just discovered. I think that from my hearing, I can establish that I've got some rat friends just down the corridor and to the right, and I'm more than happy to ask them for guidance on where we are in case they have been living here for many, many long times. As I'm not... I mean, we only just met down in the sewer. I don't know how long you two have been here. Do you even know there's a floating eyeball in the middle? Have you ever explored this part? Because that's the part that's shocking me the most. How can you be in a donut paradise with a big eye that's watching over everyone? Did you two know of this? So you've been lying?
Do you mean Carter? The big eye?
Carter? You mean to tell me that you two have known of this Carter ever since my arrival?
Oh, I wish you knew about the big eye as well. Everyone knows
No.
Carter.
I've only just arrived.
Billy Bob gestures that his first ever memory was seeing the big eye.
Billy Bob, do you mean to tell me you have some sort of history with this Carter?
Oh my god, is Carter your dad?
Billy
You're a
Bob.
big eye and all. With tentacles.
Could it be that this is all one big coincidence, or is it actually a family relation here?
Billy Bob gestures that he doesn't know. He literally only remembers seeing the eye, and then just remembers being in the prison and nothing else.
Well, Billy Bob, would you like to venture towards the eyeball to see if you maybe perhaps know this Carter character? Or are you both luring me into a trap since you came down to find me and now I'm learning of this giant eyeball?
Billy Bob... Are there windows on the inner side, to where the giant eye is?
To the inner courtyard. Not very often. They tend to be fewer and in kind of more secure rooms that maybe you wouldn't get access to too readily, because they do allow you to see the giant eyeball that is Carter. That's not to say that there aren't any.
Billy Boy wants to use his blinking to blink rapidly to see if he can see any discrepancies in the wall where he could slide a tentacle through one of the holes.
Okay.
Aye.
Sure. Why not? Okay. Yes, use blinking.
Like a search radar. That's what it is.
Yeah, instead of ping, it's blink.
That is an 8.
An 8. Okay. With your not your elven eye, but with your eyeball eye, your eyeball eye sees that there is across the corridor from where you are. You're in a little antechamber. There's the guard outside. There's the central corridor. Across from there's another room, and you see that the door is just slightly ajar. And with your incredibly keen eyesight, you see that through there is what must be some kind of staff room or jailer's break room type thing. And inside there, you can see just a sliver of light coming from the inside courtyard. That must be where Carter the giant eyeball sits. So you know it's there. However, the complication will be getting across the thing, past the guard who you know to be right outside, who admittedly will let you up because you already bribed him. But getting into the staff room could be a challenge.
See, Billy Boy wants to go towards the staff room and try and persuade the guards that, like, he's got really luxurious hair because he has pretty much hair, and the only reason he has that is because he's on their side and he has a secret that can teach them how to have really luxurious hair as well. So, like, up to the guards and do like a really impressive hair flick to show how good his hair is, and that he can show them how to have good hair as well.
Is that 2 skills in one? Persuasion and hair flick.
Yeah, I'm not. Just out of interest, how does having good hair convince them that you're on their side? Especially as they've known you literally all of your life.
Because if you're a prisoner, you're not going to have good access to hair routines and care.
Okay, we're not going to call this hair flick because no. I will allow fabric manipulation in the sense that you are manipulating a Muppet, or melodrama because you do it in a dramatic way, or I'll accept something else if you can give me a good reason for it.
I'll go with fabric manipulation.
Okay. Six. You emerge from the room, striding on your long-ish legs that are hooks.
The legs aren't hooked. They're just heeled. They're just really sexy heeled legs.
Okay, cool. I may not have missed. Yeah.
How could you forget about those beautiful legs that I flirted with?
You flirted with the legs. Okay.
At the very start.
You walk out of the room in slow motion, just hair just going, and you walk sensuously into the corridor.
Is a thing that lets this down. His eyes really bloodshot at the moment. Just lets it down.
Yeah, you've been really close. Yeah, a very bloodshot eye. And you walk out and you see a creature from the Black Lagoon. He goes, "Oh, you're right, Billy Bob. You have a nice town down on the lower levels." Sorry, you get a bit lax in here, don't you? I'm always forgetting the rules. One rule. So, sorry, were you trying to convince? I've gone a bit Scottish there. So you're trying to convince me of something. Yes. Were you trying to convince me of something? Says the guard, who never had an accent.
Billy's a little bit stumped.
Ironic.
So...
Can Robin roll for sheer enthusiasm and be like, "Hi, creature from the Black Lagoon. We're just going to be going into the staff room now."
Oh, hello, Robin. Oh, what are you going to be doing? Okay, wait, make a roll for it then.
I love that now. It just seems. I think that's canon. That literally the cat, like people in it, are just walking around with dice.
That is an 11.
An 11. Okay. Rosie, I see we have a message for you in chat.
Yeah, let me reply to that. I'll be doing it through the Buddy Games account. I'll be right back forward with you.
No problem. Yeah. So that was an 11, isn't it? So, sheer enthusiasm, just rolling for walking into the staff rooms. He goes, "All right, so then," and just kind of like turns around, and you get the sense this has succeeded. There may be some kind of like ticking clock scenario, at which point you get the feeling he might twig what's gone on and go, you little rascal. Come on then.
At which point I'll be right in there with an baby, don't hurt me. But yes.
Yeah. He seems like a cheerful guard, though. It doesn't seem particularly vicious.
He's got the not Postman Pat, Fireman Sam voice. He feels like he's about to tell me Norman Price has done something terrible.
Norman. Sorry, that's all I can remember from Fireman Sam.
I imagine that I'm like, come on, everyone, we're going in the staff room now. Goodbye, creature from the
Righto.
Black
He
Lagoon.
kind of looks around. Yeah.
And then I imagine as soon as we get in, I turn to Billy Boy like, oh, why are we in here? What was the plan? What are we doing?
So Billy like gestures towards the window that looks out to the courtyard with Carter, and is thinking if he sticks his tentacle through the window and Carter makes contact with the tentacle, he might know more about his relationship with Carter.
Okay. Interesting. So, what I'll say is you're in this room. You can see, you have a quick survey of the room. There are a number of desks, clearly a coffee machine at the far end with like some filter coffee that's been sat there for ages. From the walls, everything's kind of like grey and office-like. You can see that there are posters on the walls, kind of like motivational. It's like, the cat that's like, hang in there, and all that kind of shit. And you can see in the courtyard, there's kind of like a little bit of a gap from where the wall is. You're in a large donut, like a huge donut. The eyeball itself is also huge and seems to be kind of like resting a little bit of a way into the courtyard. So if you wanted to kind of like touch tentacles, a tentacle would have to like move past, and you'd have to, because it's not like there's one within easy reach, shall we say?
Yeah.
So how would you like to make this come about?
I think it would have to be through tentacle suctioning. Like, I imagine it's the tentacles like sat on the floor and its tentacles are moving around, controlling, like...
Yeah, like pressing different buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like brushing up against the wall. So through tentacle suction, he's going to like try and stretch and reach and suction.
Okay.
I don't know.
Go on then. Yeah, we'll roll for it. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen.
That is a 9.
A 9. Okay. So what we will say is, you see a tentacle start to move across your field of vision, and these tentacles are huge. They're like very much that kind of like what do you call it? Pirates of the Caribbean, the Kraken type deal, where they're just like moving across. And like way bigger than yours. You're like tiny in comparison.
What to make you feel insecure? He's now got tentacle insecurities.
Very true. I mean, however you choose to interpret it, then that's up to you. The tentacle, you see one begin to slide across, and you kind of like just stretch out, stretch through this window, which is kind of like barred, because that's how they do windows here, regardless of whether it's for the guards or not. And they just kind of stretch, and you just feel the tiniest tip of your tentacle just come into a brief contact with the tentacle itself. At which point you have a flash within your eyeball, in your mind. You see a large eyeball, presumably Carter, and a second huge eyeball. It's very hard to tell if it's feminine or masculine, and it's very hard to tell whether Carter is feminine or masculine, or if that's even relevant at all. However, you kind of like, you see them like a tentacle just accidentally touches the other one, and they're like, and you see them just look at each other, and then suddenly the tentacle, the giant eyeballs blush. And then you're like seeing this montage of a courtship of like these giant tentacles. They're walking through fields holding tentacles and all sorts of various different bits. And all of a sudden, and kind of like, and then, there's the scene, there's an argument. One of the tentacles, the eyeball tentacles, leaves. And you could, there's sad music plays over the scene. You see that there is a scene of, it's not quite giving birth, because eyeball tentacles don't give birth as such, but there's a spawning. and you see all these various little eyeball tentacles flying off into the world to go do their thing. And then just at the end, there's this one little small tentacle eyeball that's just left over, and you see that, and you're like, oh, that's me. And at which point you kind of like you feel not on your shoulder, because you don't really have shoulders, but you sense yourself being pulled away out of contact with the tentacly of Carter, and you say, "Oh, you little rascal! What are you doing here? Go out of the staff room! Out of the staff room! Ah!" And you get shepherded out, and you feel like maybe there was more, but you'll never know, because you're just shepherded out along with everyone else. You're like, yeah, you can't be going into the staff room. You know it's for the staff.
Yeah. So Billy Bob explains this to the others, and also explains his now deep distress as to how the fuck does he have human legs?
This is true.
Well, I'll tell you. Well, if this is a situation, would a little bit of my charm help at all? Do I need to flirt with anyone in order to get you into the staff room? Do I need to ask them in a very flirtatious way? Please, I am not staff, but you are so beautiful and kind and so good looking. You have to give us a tour. I'd love to see what you'd have over here.
I'm still right here, you know.
I know you're so beautiful, but I haven't flirted with you yet, so you cannot be flustered by my charms as of yet.
I'm just saying, you're explaining your plan right in front of me.
It isn't a plan, it is a royal decree. I tell you what, I will roll flirt, because I'm going to flirt and make them forget that they ever heard this conversation with my beautiful charms.
Yes, flirting famously is mind control. Go on then.
That's exactly how I play D&D.
I know it is.
I'll have you know.
I know it is.
Oh, yeah.
It's a 13!
A 13.
Oh my God,
Oh,
yeah.
you cheeky little so-and-so. Ha ha ha.
Oh yes, go on, show us the staff room. Would you be a delight?
You really shouldn't. Oh, go and then 5 more minutes. So you kind of like opens the door. But just 5, and then you'll need to be going about your business.
Oh, don't worry, beautiful. We'll be 5 minutes, don't worry.
Oh, you saucy rat king, you. Lets you in. And he kind of like, he stands at the door, so he's like seeing what you're doing. He's not leaving you unsupervised, but he's allowing you to be in the staff room briefly. Why are you in the staff room?
Yeah, Billy, what did you want in the staff room?
I don't know. I thought I dealt with that. I just made contact with my parents.
Is there potentially a key in here in order to reach Carter the Big Eye?
I'm kind of wondering that with Billy, because he's always had that long hair, which also makes no sense based on the latest image, that actually none of the guards or anything have seen what he is underneath the hair. They've just seen hair. So he's wondering if at some point he encounters a guard that has access to the main courtyard with Carter, he can do a big hair flick to reveal himself and be allowed access to his parent.
Okay.
Do we maybe find like a document in the staff room? Could we look for a document to confirm that you are, and then like be like, look, it is the child of Carter. We have the document right here we found in the staff room. Is that something we could do?
Fuck it, why not?
Are there any diabetic friendly biscuits in the staff room? Robin would really like a snack.
Roll
Robin!
roll for eating. I'll call that one.
Oh, hang on. It's only a 4.
You pick them up and think, this looks like some kind of delicious biscuit. And you bite into it, and it's a coaster.
I want to commit to the bit. I don't want the creature from the Black Lagoon to see that I've just bitten into a coaster like an idiot. So I'm going to just pretend.
Okay.
I
That's
just think
fine.
I'm going to be really slimy.
Why on earth is Robin eating a slimy coaster? Well, each to their own. The Rat King does not judge. But I say, in our 5 minutes, shall we maybe look for proof on potentially if Billy is the child of Carter.
Yeah, I think that's going to be like Billy's also going to help with this, with sheer enthusiasm.
Okay, you're rolling, searching with enthusiasm. Very well. Make a roll.
Who rolls?
Billy, I think, if you're the one searching.
Go on, Billy.
He's a bit too enthusiastic.
Story of your life. Go on.
That was a 4.
A 4. Okay. It's very much like, well, this is kind of a gothic Muppet movie, in the sense that when you search for something, things appear on the screen as in they're just being thrown around as people are searching for things. You just see random items appearing on screen as such. Yeah, so Billy, you are searching through the room, and you find very little, and the creature from the Black Lagoon kind of like notices what you're doing. Is, oh, stop that! You can't be making a mess in here. Come on! I think you've had your time. Out with you all.
Rat King would like to flirt again to
Okay.
extend the time. I would like to extend the time, please. A little flirt. Just
All right, roll for flirt.
Oh my god, it's another. Hang on. It's another 13. 6 plus 6 plus 1.
Okay. It's like, oh,
Yes.
look, what are you looking for? It'd be quicker if I help you. And he kind of like walks into the room, squelching as he walks.
I tell you what, in my royal decree, I'm just very interested about this Carter. Do you have any documents about maybe a Carter family tree? Maybe, the royal family could have good business chats with the Carter family.
The Carter family tree? Of course we keep that in the staff room. Why wouldn't we? And he kind of like goes over to a filing
That's
cabinet,
exactly what I thought.
pulls it open, and is like, well, here it is. And he kind of like hands over the documents, squelchily.
I tell you what, Robin, Billy, would you have a look through this and see if there's anything of significance?
Yes, let's. I'm trying to think what is the best role, and I'm just. I mean, it's sheer enthusiasm, isn't it? Unless, yeah, that feels like a good role. Can I help?
Sure, you
with
can search
searching?
enthusiastically. Yeah.
And yeah. Well, the other thing is fanning over Carter. Like I'm
That's
stalking him. I'm doing the equivalent of internet stalking the giant eye.
Yeah. I
But
mean,
the thing
whatever
is-
you would prefer.
I mean, I have a +1 in sheer enthusiasm though. So.
Okay, well, you go with enthusiasm then, because
Think about the stats.
I mean,
Oh, it's not the +1 has not helped. That is a 5.
that's a 5. Okay, so what essentially happens is, it's not quite a scroll of parchment, but it's like a fold out, like a file. You open the file and just like, and you see, this ties in with your vision, Billy Boy, of when you had said vision. There were like hundreds of these little tiny eyeballs with tentacles being released off into the wild. And you were the one left. So you can see there's like at the top of the page there's just written Carter, and then there's another name there that's been scribbled out and kind of like erased. But underneath there's like and all of these like hundreds of little like family tree like lines leading to names of like they've used like Jeremy twice. They've kind of gone through quite a number of different names that have all been released from this seemingly one spawning. Why are we doing this?
All Billy can think of doing is taking his tentacles and just laying them on the book to see if he gets the same flashbacks or memories or
Okay.
feelings that he got when he touched Carter.
You lay your tentacles across the document. You get the sense that you're not like a psychic eyeball tentacle monster. Maybe you just had this one vision because you were somehow related to Carter, but you get the feeling you can't just absorb knowledge by. So,
But with sheer enthusiasm, you could try.
He like grips the pages with intent and uses his suction cups to really absorb into this paper.
okay.
Slimy paper.
All right, make me a roll for it. What is the end game here? Just so I know.
To see if he's related to Carter.
Okay. I mean, you have a strong sense that you are. You get
This is retired. This is on retires.
okay.
This is on Retires. Retires was just trying to give Billy the answers he desired. In search of the donut paradise.
Yeah, that's another 8.
8. Okay. You scribble through, and yes, eventually you find your name, William Boy.
My goodness, there's a document called William Boy. Billy, was that by chance you?
Willie gestures through his lack of speech that he's pretty sure it is.
Well, do you think you could convince Carter to let you out of this prison? Whilst and then invite my rat friends into this donut paradise?
Yeah.
Is there pictures? I don't know why I'm imagining there are pictures in this document.
Not so much. It's more just a list of
Oh.
like names with like lines drawn to them from Carter and scribbled out name.
So we can't be like, oh, look, Billy, you were so small.
No,
It's
Sam.
not like a baby picture.
Oh, look at Billy being so small.
No, perhaps that's in another room.
It's like a scratched out picture because he's the only one with human legs and hair.
If we find Carter's wallet, there might be a baby picture in it.
The last sole surviving picture.
Well, what if that is the key to our escape? What if this picture will somehow let us escape the donut paradise? What if we make Carter have so many tears from your reunion that it makes the donut go so soggy it melts? And then we can slide out of the donut prison.
We don't need to make him emotional tears, though. We could just keep poking
Happy
his
tears.
eye.
Robin, I see you have chosen violence in our quest.
Somebody has to choose violence over emotion.
Well, what say you, Robin and Billy? Do we venture towards the eye again? What do you think of this plan? I will say it will ruin the donut paradise for myself and my red friends, but I'm sure there's going to be, I don't know, an apple paradise somewhere else.
Billy's well up for it.
We've gone through such an emotional journey together. I think we need to conclude the escape and also Billy's family tree questions.
We could go for the emotional tears first, and if that fails, plan B is stab him in the eye repeatedly. In the eye / general body.
Okay. I'm going to say we've got a little over time. Hopefully everyone can stick around for a teensy bit more. But we will look to wrap this up. So what I would like is a concrete plan for how exactly you're getting out of here.
Problem with a concrete plan is everything is made of donut, Kirby.
What we will aim to do, if my teammates agree, is that we are going to make the Carter cry so many tears that the prison will just collapse and dissolve into a big... Like, we cannot drink any of the watery tears because it's going to be very sweet. So we have to, you know, shut all of the holes, make sure we have none of that sugar, and then we will slide out of the sugary water. That's how donuts work.
And Billy has a plan for how to make Carter cry.
Yes.
Being one of the only sons still near Carter, he's going to go into the courtyard with a very beautiful hair flick
Yes.
and wow his dad with his legs and his hair and the slimy tentacly legged eyeball he has grown into.
Okay.
And if that doesn't work, Robin's going to poke the eye with a stick.
I've got like a broom that I'm ready to charge.
A
Okay.
slimy broom.
A slimy... Christ. Right. I'm going to say that the creature from the Black Lagoon has been listening to this and feels so moved to help you with your plight. He arranges with you. Well, I tell you what, I'm not one to I'm not one to keep a man.
hilarious.
Jesus Christ.
It's
If
like
there's a
that
new
as
piece
well.
of lore in the world, is occasionally accents just change. There's no discernible reason.
No.
It's usually when, like, I don't know, some outside force that controls the world, like, I don't know, some god figure just completely breaks because their brain just...
mhm.
Is,
I am
is
breaking.
this guy now starting to cry because of like how moving the story he's heard has been?
Oh, well, I feel compelled to help you. Listen, I will find. I'll lead you to the way that leads into the courtyard, but from there you're on your own, all right? And then you'll have to talk to the eyeball, our benevolent Carter, and I pretend I didn't hear that bit about prodding him with a broom. Ha,
Can
ha,
Billy
ha.
just slap? Can Billy just quickly slap this guy for calling him the eyeball rather than now that he knows he's his dad?
Roll for melodrama, because this feels like a
Why
very
would-
soap opera type thing.
Why would the creature call him dad? Do the gods all call him dad?
No, I don't think
No,
so.
he called him an he called him an eyeball.
He's an
Billy now
eyeball.
knows it's his dad,
He
and
is an eyeball.
he has a name.
He's,
He's the
yes, but his name is the creature.
His name is Carter. Carter, and he's Billy's dad.
Billy did get a 9 on that.
Okay. Right. How do we mixed results this? I'm trying to get out of here.
Like a slime one that just slides off as he hits him and doesn't actually do anything. It's more like a brush on the cheek.
Yeah, it's very much a kind of a dynasty slap, if you know what I mean. Essentially, you can hear the words echoing, "You bitch!" As the tentacle goes across the face, to which the creature from the Black Lagoon says, "Oh, you bitch," and then slaps you back. Your eyeball is even more red than it was before. We'll call that a complication and move swiftly on.
Oh, we better be careful. Your father might not recognize your eye at this rate. If
You
you
might
keep
think
on,
you've turned to drugs.
that would be horrible.
It'll get us out of here into rehab.
I don't need rehab.
I don't know. At the beginning, you said, what was it? You said you'll have got.
Therapy. I don't need rehab. I need therapy.
All right, fine, lovely lagoon friend. Please take us to Carter in the courtyard.
Big flirt. All right, come on then, follow me.
know.
He turns around, leads you just down the corridor because convenience. You pass a large hole, and from down the bottom of the hole, you hear the sounds of an ogre just going. "Oh, sing a song." So you know that your ogre friend is down there by the hole, as was mentioned earlier. Hence why I'm bringing it up.
I did think of him.
Yeah.
Reach for the friend.
Remember when you were going to go find the Count from Sesame Street?
I'll make one reach for the friend as we go past the hole.
Okay. Yeah, it's a very deep hole. You probably won't reach him. He was also quite a large ogre. You'd need a pulley. But for
Yeah, I only got a 9.
okay, yeah, that's fine. You realise you need a pulley, so you could succeed, but you need time to do other things. And we're going to the courtyard. Damn it!
Don't worry, ogre. Hopefully, we're going to melt the prison. You'll be able to escape then.
Just swim out.
Okay,
We haven't forgotten you, I promise.
all right. Ho, ho, ho.
Ah, ah, ah.
You hear from echoing deep down in the depths. So you make your way to the courtyard. The door is opened very, very slowly, so it doesn't creak. And the creature from the Black Lagoon allows you in and goes, "Right, I'm closing the door now. Whatever happens now is between you and your possible parent." Okay, shuts the door. You're in the courtyard.
Thank you.
There's a giant eyeball with many large tentacles. What to do?
Has he noticed us yet?
No, he's facing the other direction.
Billy asks for assistance from Robin and Matthias for them to use some sort of theatrics to get the attention and enhance Billy's presence.
I can melodrama something. I know a
could use-
really good. Sorry, go on.
I was going to say, I could use egg breath to make it turn around and go, "Oh, what's that smell?" It's not as flattering as the other method, but
Yeah. You can see
what were you gonna
that
say?
Carter is just gone like tentacles are going all, and they seem to be pressing buttons at various different places outside the prison, presumably.
Oh my god, he's like a DJ. But of a prison. Dominating jailer, that's what it stands
I was
for.
gonna say.
DJ.
And next up, we have Unchained Melody. That's an old joke that almost no one will get.
I tell you what, Matthias is going to try the egg breath just to get Carter's eye to think, oh, what's that smell? And then look over our way.
Cool. Roll for egg.
Roll for egg. It's 6.
A 6. Once again, you sputter out with your egg. It's probably a good thing that you're not very good at having eggy breath. Let's just look at it that way, shall we?
Always failed.
Your breath is just too good.
Too good.
I mean, you could just walk round. I'm just saying.
But what if I was to roll melodrama and launch into a tirade about what an annoying little frog Robin the Frog is?
Oh yeah,
and how
okay,
I'm
no,
furious,
fine, go for it.
I'm
Yeah, do
furious
it.
that we share a name.
I'm tempted to say
Frankly.
auto success, but I can't.
Oh, that is a 12, but it's a -1, so it's an 11.
Okay. This tirade, seemingly from nowhere, explodes from this small androgynous Muppet. Would you
How
care to?
dare that green frog exists in my universe with its stupid little stairs song and his stupid Tiny Tim not impression. You know, that time he played Tiny Tim and shit, and he's so insufferable, and I can deal with a little cute frog being helpless and annoying, and I can deal with Tiny Tim, but if you put them together it's too far and it's wrong and it makes me so mad.
You hear there's like a record scratch as the disco DJ eyeball person apparently stops playing the record that they were playing, because that's now a thing. And you hear the sounds of "It Ain't Easy Being Green" just grind to a halt as he kind of like, and you hear this slow grinding noise and squelching noise as this eyeball slowly rotates to generally focus on you. And you kind of like see the giant pupil just kind of like focus in on you, Robin.
You heard me, Carter. You heard what I said.
How can you
Billy Boy
say
anytime
this?
now.
The tentacle seems to mime.
How can you not be of this opinion?
Who are you, and what are you doing in my chamber?
Billy Bob anytime now would be
As-
great.
As this happened, Billy like steps in between them with a very beautiful hair flick, depending on the role.
Please roll me for hair flick. You have these tentacles that are kind of like paying attention to you.
Which comes back with a 9 + 2 for an 11. Beautiful hair flick. It's almost like fans have appeared in front of him, blowing
Yeah.
the hair back.
Revealing a bloodshot eyeball with legs, and yeah, because the mime seems to go, "Billy, my child, what are you doing here? I haven't seen you in weeks."
And I'm assuming he can communicate almost telepathically with his father.
Oh yeah, tentacle sign language is universal amongst your people.
He launches into this tirade of how he was born and thrown into prison for being different, and has grown into this beautiful swan from what was classed as an ugly duckling.
I don't know that you know what swans look like. Is that what swans look like in this universe?
Okay, roll me for melodrama, please.
That's another 11.
Yes.
In the interest of time, you kind of like hear, "But you've wandered off. I looked everywhere for you, but you can see the tears welling in the lack of an eye tear duct that this eye has somewhere, and gradually more and more fluid seem to be oozing out from it onto the courtyard. They run towards the donut walls that you can see surrounding the courtyard, and soon the cakey bread of the donut is breaking up. While you have this big family domestic gradually starting to float higher and higher as the water levels rise. And yes, we will say that before long, the donut walls break. You are reunited with your family member, and after some kind of like family counselling, you get on better. Ratias, you manage to make your way back to your rat people, and whether you choose to tell them that it is a donut paradise or a donut hell is up to you.
But it is now a donut sort of squidgy mess at the moment. It's all just become a big damp waste. But I've heard of Sesame Street. I've heard we should go there.
Yes. And you are joined by your companion, Robin, who does indeed knows the way to Sesame Street.
I'm a Sesame Street urchin,
Yeah.
after all.
Billy
Yes.
has also abandoned his family to go with Robin and Ratias after being abandoned in a prison as a child.
Yeah. You
Therapy, the family therapy did not go well.
you all a week or so later, you find yourself standing on a cliff edge, looking down into kind of like Sesame Street below. From seemingly out of nowhere, a giant yellow feathered gargoyle emerges from above, picks you all up, and then deposits you down in Sesame Street, at which point you meet the Count, who is just as nice as he seems on TV, and who agrees to go and usurp Carter at the jail, which is what we were doing this whole time, and
Well,
definitely
but
wouldn't get
can
off
I-
track.
Yeah, but when we meet the Count, can I roll for tentacles? No, I'm joking.
Yay, we made it out of prison and got to Sesame Street.
And that's how the Count became the head jailer at a donut jail.
Which no longer exists because it's liquid
It's just
mess.
It's just become a big soggy mess with holes in it from where you can barge through it.
How many prisoners died in the collapse of the prison?
All of them, except for the ogre who managed to make it out alive.
No, they didn't
No, they
die.
didn't.
We were the only prisoners.
No one dies in Sesame Street except that one episode where someone did.
Oh, Mr. Hooper. Oh, sad times. Okay, well, to end on a cheerful note, I think that went about as well as it could have. Oh,
Bloody frog.
Thanks, Kirby. Yay!
Yeah, thank you, Kirby.
you're welcome. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. Is there anything anyone would like to do? We'll do a little go round, give everyone a summary of who you are again. Anything you want to announce? Gaijin, do you want to take the lead?
Yeah. Hi, for those of you who may not have got my introduction. I'm Adam from Gaijin Gamer. I'm a variety streamer who streams usually like nothing for 7 days and then like 3 days in a row due to shift patterns. So I will be back tomorrow, actually, is hopefully the plan. Also a part-time leather worker in my free time, where I've made things like this Zelda bracelet, weird van braces, and I have a whole leather breastplate, but I'll probably knock everything off if I try and get it, as well as dice trays. Somewhere like this. Yeah, I'm a bit weird, crazy. You never know what's going to come out of my mouth. I never know what's going to come out of my mouth.
Yeah, so has been so very well demonstrated.
Yeah,
One time you DM'd a game and we fought a chocolate orange.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Me and Sam could talk about that quite a lot.
I don't remember the chocolate orange.
I do. Mm.
Oh, yes, I do.
It was when we went on
yeah.
holiday once and we stole a carriage, wasn't it? Or was that the other time we stole a carriage?
I don't know. A lot of my games, people who have ever watched me stream a D&D game learn pretty quickly my planning is minimal.
Yes.
Never. Every
Remember-
last detail is carefully.
The
Hence
great, the
stream
great
numbers.
game of Nummy and the Find Object.
Yeah, that was a game where I did actually meticulously plan that. Didn't read the character sheets, and they used Find Object, and basically could have ended the game in 10 seconds.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing.
Next
So-
we have Luna Morticia.
Hi, that's me. When I'm not having strong opinions about frogs that are made of felt. Like
I
little
agree.
Robin the
Screw that
Frog.
little green frog.
He'll never be Kermit. Yeah, I would like to get back to streaming. That is the plan. At some point, I am currently a full-time menace to society, so I don't know what my excuse is. Thank you for having us.
You're very
I
welcome.
don't have much to say. Sorry.
That's all right. And lastly, but not least, Rosie.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosie. I stream on a channel called Buddy Games, which is games has got 2 S's on the end, which is annoying because you say we're Buddy Games, but you got to remember the 2 S's at the end if you want to find us. As Kirby's beautifully put in the chat, we stream every Wednesday and Sunday. It's myself along with another host, either Liam or Nico. We stream a whole variety of games, a full playthrough on Wednesdays, and fun one-offs on a Sunday. I'm also known as Professor Juice on YouTube and technically also Twitch as well, but I haven't done anything on my personal Twitch in a while. And also you can find me on PlayStation Access, which is a YouTube channel covering all sorts of PlayStation goodness. So that's where you can find me if you're interested. And Kirby, thank you very much for inviting me to this. I've had an absolute blast. So yeah, thank you for tolerating our nonsense and working with it.
You're very welcome. It's always fun to be challenged. Yeah, no, this has been a lot of fun actually. Thank you very much for coming along. Particularly to my guests who have shown up and made my life interesting for the past 2 hours. Yeah, no announcements from me. I'm probably not going to do a stream tomorrow because this has been a lot, and also it's Sunday, Easter Sunday. So we'll be back again on Wednesday for a new game. Not sure what we'll be playing because we finished Control. So yeah, but yeah, thank you very much for coming along. We're going to end the stream now. What I will say is what I always do, which is don't forget to take care of yourselves. Don't forget to love each other. And as always, play more games. Bye, everyone.